made it a run rule win 13-3 yesterday against Texas Tech. It was a big second, third, and fourth innings for the Texas Bats as they pulled away after the Red Raiders scored a couple times in the home half of the first. And Ashton Maloney, one of the nation's top hitters, gets things started in the batter's box for Texas. First two pitches from the freshman from center point have missed out of the zone. It is 2 balls and no strikes. Frederick Ewald is calling the balls and strikes today on an overcast afternoon in West Texas. That is upstairs, and Blackledge has fallen behind here to open things up at 3 balls and no strikes. Matty Wright got the starting assignment for the Red Raiders yesterday and logged over 100 pitches in 3 innings of work, and not an ideal start for Blackledge as Maloney walks on 4 pitches. Only the 10th time that she's drawn a walk this year. Top 15 nationally in batting average, but didn't see one that she liked that time. And the Longhorns have a leadoff base runner. There's Mia Scott. Pair of hits yesterday. Scott, the junior third baseman, hitting .409 with 9 doubles, 5 homers, 38 batted in. Maloney at first base, 7 stolen bags in 9 attempts this year. First 5 from Blackledge have missed out of the strike zone. And there's one in there for a strike. Texas 13 runs on 14 hits yesterday. Scored those 13 runs all unanswered before Tech struck for 1 in the bottom of the 5th. It was not enough. Under the glove of Reagan Jennings. Well, that had a chance to at least be a force out at second base, but it skips under the glove of the freshman. And an early error charge to Texas Tech. They made 2 of them yesterday. And the Longhorns have something brewing early in the top of the first. 2 on, nobody out. And Viviana Martinez coming up. 67 degrees here in Lubbock. There is some rain forecasted, but not until later tonight. Deep drive into center. Elder was, that's not Elder out there today. Instead, it is Elder out in center field. She makes the catch for the first out of the game. Some changes elsewhere with Raines in right and Hamlin in left. And the fly out will advance the runners for Texas. So Martinez going after the first pitch. It's Hamlin in left, Elder in center, Chastity Raines in right. With 2 of the seniors being honored before the game as Texas Tech spreads out its senior ceremonies this week. Are getting an opportunity here in the middle game of the series. Ariana Villa is still in the lineup. She is serving as the DP. That is off the outside. Reese Atwood added an RBI yesterday, now 71 on the season. Has already broken the single season record for runs batted in the 24-year history of Texas softball. Comes in with a .415 batting average. Reese Atwood, center field, it's deep, it is gone! 3-run shot! An early strike for top-ranked Texas. Her team leading 18th RBI. Let's go, 18th home run for Atwood. Now up to 74 in the RBI department. Their ridiculous season continues. And so an early strike here against Mimi Blackledge, who allows her 4th home run of the year. Demi Elder had crashed into the wall as she ranged back on the long fly ball off the bat of Atwood. And she appears to be okay. Well, a walk and an error set up Reese Atwood with a couple runners on base. And as Texas has for much of the season, especially in this 14-game win streak, they have made the opposition pay for the extra opportunities. This is Katie Stewart. Stewart hitting fifth, the freshman, 373 in the batting average department. 8 doubles, 9 homers, 40 batted in. Then got a good rip at that one, fouled it straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With Oklahoma State's win over Oklahoma last night in Norman, it pulled Texas even atop the Big 12 standings. Right now, that Bedlam battle is in a lightning delay. It was scheduled to start about an hour before we did here in Lubbock. Oklahoma State hoping Texas Tech can get one this weekend and perhaps create a 3-way tie atop the Big 12. There's a lightning strike to left, and it one-hops the fence. Katie Stewart slides into second with a double. So back-to-back extra base hits for Texas. The only 2 hits of the inning. And the Longhorns are rolling again, picking up where they left off last night.
At the plate, number 9, Jolie Mitchell.
Jolie Mitchell, the starting catcher, takes upstairs. Mitchell in the lid lifter of the series last night. The Notre Dame transfer contributed, as did much of the bottom of the order for Texas. Mitchell had 2 hits, also drew a walk and scored 3 of the 13 runs. The 6 through 9 hitters in the batting order all had multiple hits last night, and they got 7 RBIs out of the 8 and 9 spots. You talk about balance in a lineup. Texas absolutely has shown this season that 1 through 9 there are no soft spots, no easy outs. Already a crooked number first frame for the Longhorns in Lubbock. And there's a bouncing ball deep in the hole at short. Auric has to put it in her pocket. No chance to get Jolie Mitchell, who runs pretty well. And it's another hit for Texas, 3 straight. The home run, the double, and now the infield base hit. And the
Longhorns, number 21, Caden Henry.
So runners at first and second. 1 out. And Caden Henry will be the 7th Texas hitter to bat in this top of the first inning. Pair of hits, 2 runs scored for Henry last night, starting center fielder for Texas. Henry, a freshman from Dickinson. Mike White calls this a great mix of youngsters that are eager to prove themselves, and a lot of players that were on that 22 runner-up team. Check swing, roller, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Feels like it's a good mix with that Women's College World Series experience and one of the nation's best recruiting classes meshing with this group. That is ripped. Foul. Into the right field corner and just to the right of the chalk. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And there's strike 3 swinging. So Blackledge pulls the string, gets her first strikeout of the afternoon. A big second out as the base runners stay put. And Leanne Good, who had 4 RBIs, including a 2-run double last night, will bat here with 2 on, 2 out in the top of the first. Good hitting .400 this year with runners in scoring position. Texas already 2 hits with runners in scoring position in this game. That is off the inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, you have to think the key is getting ahead of these Texas hitters. You put them in hitter-friendly counts, and already tough enough as is to record outs against this really dangerous batting order. That is lifted to center field, chasing Elder back, and she'll get this one shy of the warning track. Texas strikes for 3. A Reese Atwood 3-run home run, her 18th of the season. And the top-ranked Longhorns have made an early statement in her almost 73 innings this year, but she has been very tough to score against, and she's been given a 3-run cushion as she delivers ball 1 to Ariana Villa. Villa, the senior DP, .353 batting average, 14 doubles, 7 homers, 19 RBIs for the native of San Antonio. There's ball 2 off the outside. Red Raiders struck for a couple of early runs against Mac Morgan, the Game 1 starter yesterday, but Morgan was lifted after the first, and Tegan Cavan came in and allowed just 1 run across 4 innings to finish it up. And that catches the outside corner. Gutierrez from Stamford, Texas, in her 2nd season with the Longhorns. Goes to that outside corner again to level the count. 5 innings of shutout work her last time at home against Iowa State last weekend. Only allowed 2 hits and an 8-0 Texas win to improve to 9-0 on the year. Here comes the 2-2. And strike 3, a very uncomfortable swing from Villa with 2 strikes in protect mode there. And Gutierrez registers her 40th strikeout of the year. Dayton, Henry, and Maloney left to right in the outfield, with Scott and Martinez on the left side of the infield. Good and Stewart on the right side for Texas. And Reese Atwood behind the plate. Kaylee Wyckoff takes ball 1 outside. Wyckoff 0 for 2 yesterday. The Red Raider leader in batting average at .421, last season's Big 12 Freshman of the Year, one of the top freshmen in the country, and she's been even better this year. Wound up at .393 last season. Did hit for a little more power last year, as did Texas Tech as a team. 5 home runs this season, hit 9 last year. As she takes a called strike to make it 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Riley Love on deck. Love provided much of the Texas Tech offense yesterday with a pair of doubles, and has been one of the top 3rd basemen at this level this season. Wyckoff into right center field. Extra bases for last season's Big 12 Frosh of the Year. And it's a 1-out double for Tech in the first. So Wyckoff with her first hit this weekend, a one-out double, as the Red Raiders try to respond after Reese Atwood drilled her program-tying 18th home run of the year, tied for the most in a single season in Texas history. So she already has the RBI record, and she'll have a chance to break the home run record. Texas hoping they have plenty more softball on the schedule this season. Riley Love has been the big slugger for Tech this year with 12 home runs. Chops this one towards the middle. Fielded behind the bag at second. That was good. They had the overshift on with 3 infielders on the left side of the infield. And it winds up working out. In a normal infield defense, that's probably a base hit into center field. Texas, it's a good scouting report. You can see the smirk on the face of the Red Raider head coach Craig Snyder. And Demi Elder, who brought home a run with a sac fly yesterday in the first inning, will try and get Wyckoff home from third base with 2 outs. Time is called. Patty Ruth Taylor to chat with the battery of Atwood and Gutierrez here. Craig Snyder. And Gutierrez jumps ahead at 0-1. Elder just gets a piece of it as he taps it foul, 0-2. Demi's made some huge improvements with the bat in 2 seasons under Craig Snyder, as the batting average sitting at .314. 10 doubles, 4 homers, 21 batted in for the junior from League City. Nice block from Atwood, the catcher. 2-2. There's strike 3 swinging. So Gutierrez racks up a couple of strikeouts and leaves that 1-out double stranded at third base. 3-0 Texas after an inning in Lubbock. Settling in from Rocky Johnson Field on a Big 12 Saturday. A bunt attempt kicks foul off the bat of Bella Dayton, leading off the Texas half of the second. 3-0 Longhorns on a Reese Atwood 3-run homer in the top of the first inning against Mimi Blackledge, who threw 29 pitches in that frame. 8 of the 9 starters batted in that first inning as the Longhorns left a couple on base. 3 RBIs for Dayton, the senior, out of the 9th spot last night. Now hitting .354 on the year with 4 doubles, a homer, and 19 batted in. As she rolls a base hit to center field to open the second. Two hits for Dayton last night and opens her game 2 with the leadoff single. Back to the top of the order, Ashton Maloney worked a 4-pitch walk, just her 10th base on balls this season. Came in to score on the Atwood homer. That is bunted. Blackledge has it. Quick flip. Gets away as it trickles down the right field line. Maloney reaches and Dayton winds up at third. Texas has something brewing again very quickly in the second. First 2 have reached.
Longhorns, number 10, Mia Scott.
So a bunt base hit for Maloney. We'll see if they charge Blackledge with a throwing error, allowing Dayton to get around at third. They're at the corners for Mia Scott, as Maloney bluffed towards second base. We wonder if Kennedy Kreitz will even try throwing it down there, as Texas stole a run that way yesterday. Upstairs to Scott, 2 balls, no strikes. Scott reached on a Reagan Jennings fielding error back in the first. Three and 0. And Blackledge in some jeopardy here of walking the bases loaded for Vivi Martinez, who flew out to pretty deep center field on the first pitch she saw back in the first. Taking all the way, it's 3-1. Already 5 hits for the Longhorns. Good hitters count for Scott. And she takes low. Second walk issued by Blackledge, and Texas has him loaded.
Batting for Longhorns, number 23, Vivi Martinez.
And Vivi Martinez has a chance to kind of break this one open early. First one misses up high. Martinez 3 for 7 this year with the bases loaded. Time called. That is roped into right field, off the glove of Chastity Rains. A hot shot skips out to the wall. 2 runs in for Texas as the throw comes to third. Vivi Martinez with a frozen rope. It's a 2-run double. And it's 5-0.
14, Reese Atwood.
Well, Maddie Keel from Longmont, Colorado is in and has the task of facing the dangerous Reese Atwood with runners at second and third. And Texas Tech already staring at a 5-0 deficit. Keel 8-5 on the year, 77 innings, 4.98 earned run average. Atwood takes ball 1. 18 home runs now for Atwood and 74 RBIs. A couple potential RBIs out there at second and third. Atwood found the launch angle there as it's lifted into foul territory. Rains almost overran it, makes the catch as Scott tags up and scores a 6th Texas run. So Atwood can plop another into the RBI department on a sacrifice fly. So 6-0 Longhorns. Atwood has knocked in 4 of the 6 runs, and here's Katie Stewart, who doubled her first time. For Stewart, her 12th double of the year, which is a rather 9th double on the year. Good for 4th on the team. Stewart the other way. It's deep. It is gone. Opposite field blast. 8-0 Texas in the second. Stewart unloads her 10th home run, RBIs 41 and 42. The second Texas blast of the game. The wind blowing in yesterday, we didn't see any home runs. That is not the case. 2 homers in 2 innings, and how about 8 runs already for Texas? Only 1 out here in the top of the second, and it's ball 1 to Jolie Mitchell, who singled her only time. All about damage control now. Quite the cushion for Sitloli Gutierrez, who's only thrown an inning and has been given this big, comfortable advantage. Foul ball outside of third, picked up by Riley Love, right next to Mike White in the coaching box. Strike 3 swinging. And Mitchell chases, and Maddie Keel has her 70th strikeout of the year. 2 down in the Texas second.
Wait for Longhorns, number 21, Caden Henry.
Caden Henry will bat again. Struck out against the Tech starter Mimi Blackledge back in the first inning. Low and outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Already the 8 runs on 7 hits for Texas. Their biggest inning yesterday was a 7-run fourth. They have struck for 5 here in the second after a 3 spot in the first. That is bouncing towards the right side. Jennings handles it. Well, Abby Orick gets the bottom of the second rolling for Texas Tech, and the Red Raiders face an early 8-0 deficit against the top team in the country. Texas has launched a pair of home runs early, already 7 hits for the Longhorns, and they've gone through a couple of different Texas Tech pitchers. Orick waves over the top of the 1-0 delivery. Complete game shutout for Gutierrez last weekend at home against Iowa State. Did give up a 1-out double to Wyckoff in the first, but was able to leave her at third base thanks to a couple of strikeouts. Career high in homers this year for Orick with 8. .325 batting average as she takes ball 3. It's Orick, Jennings, and Chastity Raines scheduled for Texas Tech in the second. Orick, deep center field. It is up against the wall. The Red Raiders have a pair of doubles in 2 innings against Gutierrez as Orick starts the second with an extra base hit.
Plate for the Red Raiders, number 14, Reagan Jennings.
Reagan Jennings, the freshman, as Texas Tech looks for some sort of response here after 5 runs in the top of the inning. Outside corner for a strike. Citlali Gutierrez had a couple of strikeouts in the first. Here's the 1-2, and Jennings does not chase. Bouncing ball right side, handled by Stewart, and she steps on the bag for the first out. That will advance Orick over to third base. So a productive first out as Jennings moves Orick over after she led off the frame with a double. And here is Chastity Rains. Rains starting just her 6th game of the season and in search of her first hit this year. In search of her first RBI too. She's 0 for 7. Quickly 0-2. Back to Gutierrez. She knocks it down, picks it up, and just in time. Orick stays put, 2 outs. So Rains at 0-2 was able to put it in play, but as Gutierrez knocked it down, it landed right underneath her and was able to flip it over to first base quickly. So the Red Raiders were in this spot last inning and couldn't get the job done with 2 outs. Kennedy Kreitz, who swung it really well the last 2 months, will try and come through as Gutierrez gets ahead on the inside corner strike. Kreitz hitting .325. Pair of homers, 8 RBIs for the senior. Our 4th season with the Red Raiders. In the dirt, terrific block as Hatwood is able to slide over and scoop it. Two balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swung over the top of that one. So Citlali Gutierrez has allowed doubles in consecutive frames, a chance to strand another one. 2-2 on Kreitz. And it's bounced foul. Texas has 8-9-1 scheduled for the 3rd. Good Dayton and Ashton Maloney likely against Maddie Keel. Another 2-2 on the way from the sophomore, and it's bounced to short. Picked up by Vivi Martinez. And the Red Raiders leave that leadoff double.
Now playing second base for the Red Raiders, Alana Barraza. Leading off the top of the 3rd for the Longhorns, number 43, Leanne Good.
Leanne Good steps into the batter's box. Already 8 runs on 7 hits for Texas as we start the top of the 3rd in West Texas. Good, Dayton, and Maloney. 3 runs in the first, followed by 5 in the second for the top-ranked Longhorns. Maddie Keel to get back to work here. Through 13 pitches, wound up recording all 3 outs last inning, and will try and stymie the Texas bats for the first time today. Good flew out to center field her only time. That was back in the first inning. And sends a bouncing ball to the new second baseman, Alana Barraza. Low throw, and that was on the transfer there. Wyckoff able to handle it for the first out. So for the first time in the early innings, Texas kept off the bases in the leadoff spot. And here comes Bella Dayton.
For the Longhorns, number 6, Bella Dayton.
Dayton singled to open the 5-run second. It is lifted in the air to left field. A routine play. J.C. Hamlin. 2 outs. So Maddie Keel setting a much different tone to this third inning after a couple of crooked number frames for Texas. Ashton Maloney will bat with 2 outs. She's been on twice and scored a couple of runs. Walked in the first inning, singled in the second. Maloney entered the weekend 15th in batting average, had 4 hits against Iowa State at home. Redshirt sophomore from Liberty, Missouri, missed 2022 with a knee injury and was an all Big 12 second teamer last year in her first season on the field at Texas. Likely headed for first team honors this year. In there for a strike, 2-1. Red Raiders have Hamlin via Wyckoff, 9-1-2, due up in the home half of the third. Maddie Keel hoping to keep this deficit at 8-0. And there's ball 3. Mia Scott would be next for Texas. Upstairs. Second walk of the afternoon for Maloney. She's been on 3 times. And a 2-out base runner for Mia Scott.
For the Longhorns, number 10, Mia Scott.
Scott's been on twice, reached on an error in the first, walked her last time. She scored 2 runs. Seven stolen bases for Maloney. That is upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike on Mia Scott. Junior from Angleton, 2-time All Big 12 selection. Over 200 hits in her Longhorn career. Outside corner, 2-2. Bouncer towards the middle, into center field. A hit for Mia Scott. And back-to-back 2-out base runners for Texas in the third. First hit today for Scott, who had a couple yesterday.
Batting for the Longhorns, number 23, Vivian Martinez.
Vivi Martinez laced a 2-run double her last time. Kicked off the glove of the right fielder Chastity Range as she tried to leap up and catch it. 14th double for Vivi. RBIs 32 and 33 for the shortstop. Martinez has now knocked in a run in 7 straight to the opposite field and off the glove of Hamlin. Maloney is in. 9-0. Another run-scoring double off the bat of Vivi Martinez. Well, she has just been an RBI machine of late, doing her best Reese Atwood impression the last 7 games. And speaking of the RBI queen and a single season at Texas, here comes Atwood in another RBI spot. Already 4 in this game, highlighted by a 3-run homer in the first. And a sac fly into foul territory down the right field side her last time. Oh, and 2. Here comes the 1-2. Atwood drills it. Center field on its way. Goodbye. There's the record. 19th home run for Reese Atwood. She is the single season home run and RBI queen in the history of Texas softball. 12-0 Longhorns in the third. Her second 3-run shot of the game. And a milestone moment for one of the best to ever do it in the burnt orange. A 4-run spot here for Texas as Stewart rolls it right side. Barraza into the shallow outfield. And that will end the inning, but not before Reese Atwood strikes again. Another 3-run shot. Oh, the Texas Bats have showed up in a big way. 12 runs through 3 frames, and a dozen is the lead for the top-ranked Longhorns as the Red Raiders come to bat in the bottom of the third. It's Lolly Gutierrez has thrown now 37 pitches as Hamlin tries to offer at it with the bunt, and it's called strike 2. If you're just joining us, history has been made today. Reese Atwood, with a pair of 3-run homers, has set the single season Texas record with 19 home runs, now approaching 80 RBIs. She's knocked in 7 of the 12 runs for Texas in this game. Two and 2 on J.C. Hamlin. 2 for 7 this year at the plate. Senior getting a chance to start on her senior day, part of senior weekend here, and she strikes out looking. Third punch out for Gutierrez, and that's how the bottom of the third opens up. So back to the top of the order. Ariana Villa struck out her only time, leading off the home half of the first. One ball, one strike on the young lady they know around these parts is Pecan. She's had so many big moments in her 4 seasons at Texas Tech. 24 career home runs. As she laces this one to left center field, but it hangs up for Henry. Shaded that way in the left center field gap. And she runs down out number 2.
Batting for the Red Raiders, number 13, Kaylee Wyckoff.
Kaylee Wyckoff doubled her only time. It was her 12th double of the year. 15 doubles last season, so closing in on 30. Texas Tech, one of the nation's top doubles hitting teams. Wyckoff bounces one right side. Good has it, and in and out of the glove of Stewart. Wyckoff will reach with 2 outs. Not sure if the throw just kind of drifted on Stewart or if she didn't time the closing of the glove correctly there, but a Texas error has opened the door with 2 outs, and Riley Love will bat. Love grounded out her only time at a pair of doubles yesterday. Fouled back. 0-2. Love skips it foul. Low and inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Riley Love. D1 softball had Love listed as the 6th best third baseman in the country. I'd vote her 3rd though, personally. And she goes down swinging. So Gutierrez has another scoreless frame, and it's 12-0 Texas after 3. Two balls, no strikes on Jolie Mitchell as she faces Maddie Keel to open up the top of the 4th. Keel has now thrown 39 pitches in 2 frames. Got all 3 outs in relief of Mimi Blackledge in the 2nd, and then got the first 2 outs last inning before Texas put together a 2-out rally and wound up scoring 4 times to extend the lead to 12-0. 3 balls and 1 strike on Mitchell, who is 1 for 2 with the first inning single. Half swing and no swing. And the appeal down to Kaylee Young, the first base umpire. And the leadoff walk opens up the Longhorn half of the fourth.
At plate number 21, Caden Henry.
On what's been a loud afternoon for the Texas Bats, Caden Henry has been quiet, 0 for 2. Strikeout and the ground out in her 2 trips. Second time facing Kiel. Mitchell at first base with 11 stolen bags on the year. And hit the other way, drifting foul. There's ball 3. Kiel has issued 2 walks already. This is hit a long way to left center field and gone. Caden Henry leads the yard, her 8th home run of the season. 2-run shot in the fourth. It is 14-0 Texas. The 4th home run of the game for the Longhorns. They have scored multiple runs in every inning. And here comes Olivia Raines is the 3rd Texas Tech pitcher. We saw her towards the end of the game yesterday, and she delivers strike 1 to Leanne Good. 2-run home run off the bat of Caden Henry, the final batter that Maddie Kiel faces. Texas surpassing its run total from yesterday. Another deep fly ball, this one off the base of the fence. As Good takes a turnaround first, she will stop there with a long leadoff single. So not an extra base hit, but it had extra base hit distance. That is the 12th hit of the game for the Longhorns. Bella Dayton was scheduled, but Texas will go to the bench here. Katie Kimmitz will pinch hit.
Now batting for the Longhorns, number 44, Katie Simmons.
Junior from Humble. Pinch hitter with 16 hits and 50 at-bats, good for a .320 average. 3 doubles, 3 homers, and 13 batted in. '18 career home runs. She's got power too, and had a good rip at that pitch, fouled straight back. Olivia Raines had a scoreless inning yesterday. One of 2 frames in which Tech pitching was able to keep Texas out of the run column. That has not been the case today. 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 4 in the third, and 2 so far here in the fourth. There's the 2-2. And that is lifted into foul territory, the wind pushing it, and it lands out of play. So Simic, the pinch hitter here with a 2-2 count. And it's high and tight. Simic pinch hitting for Bella Dayton out of the 9 spot. And with a lopsided score, you may see some more substitutions down the stretch of this game. And there's ball 4. So a pinch hit walk drawn by Simic to put 2 on with nobody out. Adea Wallace only has 2 at-bats on the year and has been used primarily as a pinch runner for Texas. We'll get a chance to bat here with 2 on, nobody out. Wallace, the freshman from Plano, in search of her first hit at this level. Fouls that one back, falls behind 1-2. Well, this type of offense is not uncommon for this Texas team. They scored 19 runs in 5 innings on opening day against San Diego. As that skips to the backstop and the runners advance. Wild pitch. Then they went on to score 16 runs against that same San Diego team in their 3rd game, and then scored 16 runs against, at the time, a top 10 UCLA team in early February. There's ball 3 to Wallace. He scored 17 runs in a win over Tarleton State in early March. Hit the other way. The first career knock for Wallace, and it brings home another run. She is thrown out trying to stretch the single, but Adea Wallace has her first career hit in a Texas uniform to extend the lead to 15-0. And greeted to a celebratory return in that dugout for Texas. Longhorns will go to the bench again in Mia Scott's place. Victoria Hunter, Frosch from Houston, will seek her first hit since early March.
Now that is the Longhorns number 12, Victoria Hunter.
Olivia Raines recording the first out by way of the base paths. And Wallace trying to stretch that single into a double. Three runs in the inning for Texas. So that's inside for ball 2. Two and 1. $15 runs, the most Texas has scored in the conference game this year. 2 and 2 on Hunter, who's got 12 hits in her 31 at-bats. Couple homers, 11 RBIs. Full count. Series and regular season finale tomorrow at noon Central here. And there's a high bouncer foul. Big 12 tournament will open on Wednesday in Oklahoma City. Texas hoping to be the #1 seed. And they now control their own destiny. If they win out, hold that tiebreaker over Oklahoma. Bounce to first, kicks away from Wyckoff. That's just the type of afternoon it's been. Now Hunter reaches, and it's 16-0. Here comes Vivi Martinez, who's got a pair of RBI doubles in this game. Martinez into right field, and Raines can't get it. Over her glove, as the throw to third is just a bit late. Martinez will advance into second base. They'll rule that a single. Advancing to second on the throw to third, and it's the third hit for Vivi Martinez. What makes this impressive beyond the number in the run column this early in this game, Texas Tech is a projected regional team, at least in the latest D1 softball poll, and had them as a 3 seed going to College Station. Texas to do this against a potential at-large team at their place is, it just tells you everything you need to know about this Longhorn club. Got a chance to be the #1 overall seed in the postseason if things hold up. Well, Reese Atwood comes up with runners in scoring position again. Already has 7 RBIs today and a pair of 3-run home runs. Set the single season program record with her 3-run shot in the third, giving her 19 on the year. A little late on that one. It's 1-2. Through the wickets of Kreitz, but ricocheted right back to her. No advancement of the runners. Atwood shoots it foul. Still a full count. And there's ball 4. So Texas has loaded the bases, still just 1 out in this top of the 4th inning. Here comes Katie Stewart, who had an opposite field 2-run homer back in the second. Also had a double in the first inning. 2 for 3 in the game. Raines way ahead at 0-2. Stewart into left field, base hit. To the corner it goes. And 2 more across for Texas. 18-0 on the 3rd extra base hit today off the bat of Katie Stewart. An error didn't help, but Texas continues to just get whatever they want with the bats.
The Longhorns, number 5, Jordan Whitaker.
18 runs, 15 hits. 8 of the 15 hits have gone for extra bases. Jordan Whitaker will get a chance to bat here. Whitaker 2 for 12 this year with a pair of RBIs. Three and one on the pinch hitter Whitaker. Raines has walked 2 hitters. It is lifted into shallow left field. Hamlin comes on to catch it, and the runners stay put. 2 outs.
Now batting for the Longhorns, number 25, Ryan Brown.
Ryan Brown, just about everybody's going to get a chance today for Texas in an 18-0 game. Brown, the freshman, will hit for Caden Henry, who had a 2-run home run earlier in this inning. The 6-run 4th, the biggest scoring inning of the day so far for Texas. Brown bounces it to second. Barraza with the flip. And this top of the 4th mercifully comes to an end. Not before. Demi Elder leads off the Red Raider half of the 4th. In a lopsided game here in Lubbock. Citlali Gutierrez now to 52 pitches through 3 scoreless frames. Struck out Elder back in the 1st inning. And it's 0-2 here. Elder, Oric, Barraza scheduled the middle of the Texas Tech batting order with a couple of hits. Pair of doubles, and both with 1 out or less in the first 2 innings, but couldn't cash in. And there's strike 3 swinging. So Gutierrez picks up her 5th strikeout of the game, getting Elder for a 2nd time.
Plate for the Red Raiders, number 11, Abby Oric.
Abby Oric with 1 out. Doubled back in the 2nd, was left at 3rd. It was her 6th double of the year. And on the hands, base hit. Oryx 2 for 2. A bright spot for the Red Raiders today, as their senior shortstop has collected a pair of hits, 2 of the 3 against Citlali Gutierrez, and a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting for the Red Raiders, number 56.
Alana Barrazo will get a chance to bat. Took over at second base defensively a couple innings ago. Super senior from Diamond Bar in Southern California has 5 hits and 39 at-bats this year. A pair of doubles, a home run, 4 batted in. Barraza lines it to second and double play. A hot shot off the bat of the senior, but Texas turns 2. And Gutierrez keeps him out of the run.
Good.
Olivia Raines back out there to pitch the 5th inning, and a first pitch drive, left center field, and way gone. Leanne Good leaves the yard. Her second home run this year, 19 in the run column for Texas, tying their season high. They scored 19 runs on opening day against San Diego, and they have 19 here on the final weekend of the regular season in Lubbock.
At plate number 44, Katie Simmons.
Katie Simmons, who pinch hit last inning, will bat again. She walked and came around to score one of the 6 runs that Texas put across in the 4th. And they've now scored in every inning. Two balls and 1 strike. An offensive clinic put on by the top team in the country today. Not sure there's much debate as to who the top team has been in college softball this year. Last time Texas got to 20 runs in a game was late February last year when they beat Texas Southern 22-0. By the way, Oklahoma State will restart their game. It was in its early stages at 3:15 Central. Good chance this one is wrapped up by then, and Longhorn fans can tune in to see if Oklahoma State can help Texas secure that #1 seed. As their strike 3 swinging, Olivia Raines has her first strikeout.
At the plate for the Longhorns, number 4, Adea Wallace.
Adea Wallace, who picked up her first career hitter last time at an RBI single in the 4th. Cuts through the first one from Raines in the 5th. That'll be a tough play for Riley Love, and Wallace with wheels beats it. Infield hit. Wallace, 2 at-bats all year, no hits. 2 at-bats in 2 innings today, and 2 hits for the freshman who can't help but smile.
Batting for the Longhorns, number 12, Victoria Hunter.
So Wallace reaches with 1 out. And here is Victoria Hunter. Right side and through. 18th hit for Texas. And Hunter adds one.
Now batting for the Longhorns, number 3, Vanessa.
2 on with 1 out. Vanessa Quiroga got in late last night. The 19 runs scored by Texas this afternoon, and they're not quite done yet with 2 on and 1 out here. Tied for the 4th most in a single game in program history. Did it twice in 2014 against Texas State and Iowa State. As that skips away, and a wild pitch makes it ball 3. Right back to Rains. 2 outs. Runners stay put.
At the plate for the Longhorns, number 14, Reese Atwood.
Reese Atwood on what's been a milestone day for her. She'll bat again. Atwood, a 3-run homer in the first to tie the record. Sac fly in the second, and a 3-run homer again in the third to break the single-season home run record. She's now got 19, and she added a walk her last time in the 4th. That is off the home plate umpire, Frederick Ewald, or else that may have brought home another run. Ewald giving the thumbs up as to say, I'm okay. Rains has bounced the first couple up there to Atwood, being very careful with the slugger. Atwood, bouncing ball, base hit center field. She adds to a record day with 2 more RBIs, make it 9 on the afternoon for Atwood. 21 in the run column for Texas.
Number 20, Katie Stewart.
And this is now tied for the 3rd most runs scored in a single game. The most ever in a Big 12 game. Deep center field. Gone! Stewart leaves the yard again. Texas has tied the program record for the most runs in a single game. 23 for the Longhorns. History being made all over the place today for Texas. Well, Stewart's launched a pair of home runs. It's just kind of tough to keep track at this point on who's done what. But Bunch of records for the Longhorns in Lubbock this afternoon. There's strike two. The 9 RBIs for Atwood today, the most in a single game in program history. So on a day where she set a single season record for home runs, she sets a single game record for RBIs. In the same year she set the single season RBI record. Just ridiculous. And that will end another big inning for Texas. 5 more across. They have to the bottom of the 5th inning on a record-setting day for top-ranked Texas. 23 runs, matching the most ever in a single game in the 24-year history of the program. Cassidy Raines with a foul ball, 0-2. Citlali Gutierrez, who's had a lot of downtime today in between innings, still out there for Texas. 61 pitches thrown, 3 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Trying to make it complete game shutout victories in consecutive outings. Beauty of softball, Texas Tech will get to turn the page tomorrow and hit the reset button and go after these Longhorns again. Two and two on Cassidy Raines. And there's strike 3 swinging. 6th strikeout for Citlali Gutierrez.
At the plate, number 8, Kennedy Kreitz.
Kennedy Kreitz, the catcher. And grounded out her only time. Will bat. Bounced foul, 2 and 2. Hit hard, left side, knocked down by Mitchell. 2 outs.
Batting for the Red Raiders, number 22.
Red Raiders down to their final out. J.C. Hamlin will try and extend the game. Hamlin struck out looking her only time. To short. Martinez just in time to get the speedy Hamlin, and the final score speaks for itself. Top-ranked Texas. 2 balls, no strikes on Jolie Mitchell as she faces Maddie Keel to open up the top of the 4th. Keel has now thrown 39 pitches in 2 frames. Got all 3 outs in relief of Mimi Blackledge in the 2nd, and then got the first 2 outs last inning before Texas put together a 2-out rally and wound up scoring 4 times to extend the lead to 12-0. 3 balls and 1 strike on Mitchell, who's 1 for 2 with the first inning single. Half swing and no swing. And the appeal down to Kaylee Young, the first base umpire. And the leadoff walk opens up the Longhorn half of the 4th.
Plate number 21, Caden Henry.
On what's been a loud afternoon for the Texas bats, Caden Henry has been quiet, 0 for 2. Strikeout and the ground out in her 2 trips. Second time facing Keel. Mitchell at first base with 11 stolen bags on the year. And hit the other way, drifting foul. There's ball 3. Keel has issued 2 walks already. This is hit a long way to left center field and gone. Caden Henry leads the yard, her 8th home run of the season. 2-run shot in the 4th. It is 14-0 Texas. The 4th home run of the game for the Longhorns. They have scored multiple runs in every inning. And here comes